Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ravneet and today I am back with my Pan That Palette update. This is one of my favorite project pans to do and I really look forward to update you guys on this. This year I am joining the old school project pan. It's a fantastic ladies collab for the Pan That Palette theme and I have selected my e.l.f. Matte for Matte Summer Breeze palette. I have it in older packaging when they used to come with mirrors. This is my oldest palette, hence fitting the theme of old school. I repressed a bunch of shades in my Pan That palette last month, and ever since the pans are growing so fast, and I'm really excited to show you what my palette is looking like today. But before we do that, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel because I make a lot of panning videos. Now let's get into the update. This is how my palette was looking like last month, and this is how it's looking like today. I was able to hit all of my goals. We will go over this palette shade by shade and I'll talk about my goals for them and if I was able to hit my goals or not. I just want to insert the slides for the total uses on this palette before I started this project. And total uses on all of these eyeshadows in this project. And these are the grand total uses on all of these eyeshadows ever since I started logging my eyeshadow uses in 2020. So I don't have any logged uses prior to 2020 for this palette, but these are all the uses 2020 onwards, which is a lot. If it were any other eyeshadow formula, especially from the brands that have their eyeshadows softly pressed, I would have been done already considering the amount of uses I have on all of these eyeshadows. But still, I'm not complaining because I really enjoy this palette because it has a really beautiful blendable formula. Nothing is patchy in here. These eyeshadows kind of blend themselves. I can even use a same darker eyeshadow in my crease. I don't really need any additional lighter eyeshadow to blend it. I can just sheer it out. It blends that well. I realized that I never swatched this palette on camera. So here are my swatches for all these eyeshadows. I just want to swatch this entire palette before I finish any eyeshadows from here. Just wanted to put it all together. So here it is. I will put shade by shade comparisons over here. And let's go over the very first eyeshadow. So my goal for this one was to use it at least 10 times and I managed to use it 18 times in total. I hit pan on 2 places in here simply because it's a repressed shade and it was very thin to begin with. That's how it looks in the pan. Moving on to the next eyeshadow, my goal was to clear the legs on both of these sides and I did that and I used it 7 times. And the next eyeshadow, my goal was to expand the pan on top and hit pan on the bottom part and expand it, which I successfully was able to achieve. And I used it a total of 10 times. Both of these eyeshadows are very thin because I repressed them completely as well. And the next eyeshadow, I only repressed half of it. And my goal for this one was to clear the top pan and expand it. And I managed to do that. And I used it 9 times this past month. Moving on to the next eyeshadow, this is probably the biggest change in this palette. I wanted to clear the bottom part and then just move up on both sides, but the product was really thin on both of these edges. It broke, so I repressed those broken parts and I used them up. I used this eyeshadow for a total of 27 times in this project last month. And the next eyeshadow, my goal was to expand the pan, which I did. Look at how big that pan is. This is again an eyeshadow that I only pressed half of and I used it a total of 9 times this past month. And the next eyeshadow is also something that is half repressed. So my goal for this one was to expand the pan on top because it had some thin product on both of these sides. I wanted to clear it and I managed to do that. I used it 8 times in total this past month. And the next big pan expansion is for this eyeshadow right here. Let's take a moment to appreciate how big the pan is. So my goal was to double the pan size and I think I increased the pan by 3 times. and I used it a total of 13 times. This is the eyeshadow that I repressed because I only had the product left on the edges, so the product in here is like really thin. And the next two eyeshadows I did not repress, and my goal for these ones was to use both of them at least 10 times, and I managed to use them 11 times each. If you look closely on the brown one, I have a lot of dip happening on this part simply because I was kind of drifting away from using this eyeshadow and I was using this one in my outer corners, and I think that really paid off. I think I will be able to expand the pan towards the top. I'm not in any rush to finish the black eyeshadow because this is the only true matte black eyeshadow I have in my collection and I really like it. But I still want to make as much progress as I can on this one. Now let's move on to the goals. For the first eyeshadow, I just want to join both of these bands. I think it's doable. There's not a lot of product left in here either way. It's very thin. I want to clear the middle part and I also want to expand the pan towards bottom. And for this one, I just want to use it at least 5 times. And for this one, I just want to use it at least 5 times as well. And I have the same 5 usage goal on the next eyeshadow as well. And for this one, this is the eyeshadow that I intentionally left out from repressing because I wanted to see one eyeshadow getting used up start to finish. I think I'll be able to completely finish it because I really don't mind keeping in for another month because this is the eyeshadow I wear it in my eyebrows. And the next eyeshadow, I want to clear the pan on the bottom part, so there's product left on the sides. I just want to clear all of that up. And the next eyeshadow, I just want to use it at least 5 times. And for this one, I want to expand the pan towards the top. And if I'm able to do that, I would like to clear the bottom part of this pan. And for the next 2 eyeshadows, I just want to use them both 10 times each. I think those are good achievable goals for September. And that's everything I have for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching my video. I will see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.